Hi, I'm your host Yvonne. Thanks for joining us on Being Taught by the Word of God. Last time we learned of our Redeemer, Jesus Christ. Now we're going to learn of God's love from the beginning. When God created the heavens and earth, this was the beginning of God's love for man. Did you notice this? After each day of creation, God saw that it was good, in a sense that everything He created fulfilled His purpose and love? Meaning God created this earth for someone to enjoy. In Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 and 27, God said, "Let us make man in our image." Key words are us and our. In reference to these words, this will establish ones being made before man. Well, who are they? God also made the spiritual sons, or how the Bible puts it, angels, according to Job chapter 38, verse 7. Also, the words likeness and image both are similar in definition, meaning God is a spirit. We do have qualities that resemble God, such as knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and above all, love. Look at how God created you. Aren't you wonderfully made? Now imagine having different body parts in different areas. God had love in mind when He put the right parts in the right place to be used together. And God saw that everything was good. As chapter 2 of Genesis relates other works of God, verses 15 through 24 tells us what He used to create man, the work He had man to do, and his name was Adam. God also created woman. Even Adam appreciated God's work of love in creating someone especially made just for him. When God made the wild beast, He made a beast that was crafty. The Bible calls it a serpent. Well, how is an animal crafty? All animals have traits, the Bible mentions. An ant in Proverbs 6:6 shows us how it is to be a hard worker. So acquiring wisdom in this aspect, a serpent in nature is subtle, sly, and skillful in its ways. So this will lead us into Genesis chapter 3. In summary, the serpent cunningly deceived the woman to eat the fruit which Adam also ate, which led to disobedience to God. If God didn't give animals the ability to talk, let alone ask questions, who did? Ezekiel chapter 28, verses 13 through 17 goes into detail of a mighty guardian, or a cherub, which is an angel with duties that was beautiful in appearance, who had the privilege of being in God's holy mountain. It even mentions in verse 15, "You were blameless until the day evil was found in you." But why would an angel with such privileges do this? Still in Ezekiel chapter 28, let's read verse 17, which says, "Your heart is filled with pride. Because of all your beauty, your wisdom was corrupted by your love of splendor." Even the angels could not only think on their own, but could also become corrupt. Why the woman first and not the man? Genesis 2:18, God said, "It's not good for man to continue alone." God understood man's need for companionship. Adam knew God loved him when he said, "At last, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh." But the woman hadn't grown in love because the choice she made affected Adam, who in turn chose to disobey. His decision affected all of us today. This angel was once God's son in heaven, given the privilege to look after the Garden of Eden, to report to God that everything was still good, but had a conversation that was so effective with the woman, left her feeling uncertain about God's command, which says she was convinced, saw the tree was good for food, led her being easily deceived, and in turn disobeying God's command not to eat from the tree of good and bad. If she had grown in God's love for her, she would have trusted His judgment to make the right decision for her. So this shows that when God made man and angels, He made them with the ability to know love and the right to choose to serve Him. Do you have a better understanding of God's love? Do you want to learn of God's love? Do you appreciate your right to make choices? If so, choose to join us on Being Taught by the Word of God. I'm your host, Yvonne. Take care, and God bless.